Yours as united fans descend. Good evening. The Prime Minister tonight ended the deadlock over the talks on the future of Northern Ireland. Unionist leaders seem to have backed down on demands for the discussions to take place outside Ireland. After meeting Mr Major at number 10, they now say they will attend the talks when they begin on Monday.
The Unionist leaders left Belfast with their response to Mr Brooke's ultimatum. They said their intention on seeing the Prime Minister was to try and get the inter-party Northern Ireland talks underway before everything is fully settled on the vexed question of Irish government involvement in Strand 2 of the talks. They had issued a public statement before Mr Major had even arrived at number 10, saying they were prepared to sit down with all the parties next Monday, a move which appeared to have irritated Mr Brooke, who was to say later that he couldn't see the reason for them meeting the Prime Minister. The talks lasted an hour and 3/4.
The talks were most helpful and encouraging, and the Prime Minister showed his feeling for Northern Ireland and his dedication to take time to deal with the difficulties that had arisen.
Mr Brooke then emerged saying that the central issue had been over the independent chairmanship of the Irish government stage of the talks, and that issue, along with the venue question, had been settled.
They were prepared, in principle, to work the procedure which I had laid out.
Mr Brooke has to now consult the other parties. There could be further problems. One source said it's all rather messy. Andrew Simmons, ITN, Downing Street.
Bids went in today for the new franchises of the 15 ITV companies and the breakfast channel TVAM. There were 40 bids in all. 3 existing companies, Scottish, Border and Central, will stay come what may because no one is challenging them. The toughest battles will be in the London area for Thames and LWT, in the south for the lucrative TVS region and for the breakfast franchise.
Television staff at STV in Scotland were among the first to hear their bid was unopposed. But the biggest shock in the franchise battle was the fact that Central, which broadcasts Inspector Morse, also had no challengers in the lucrative Midlands area. A fierce battle is now on in the south, where TVS is facing 3 rival bids. The London daily franchise Thames faces opposition from 2 tough challengers, and in a surprise move, Yorkshire TV is mounting a counter-bid for their northern neighbours, Granada. Among the first to arrive at the Independent Television Commission this morning were representatives from Carlton Communications, bidding to take over Thames in London.
You have to offer top-quality programmes. Therefore, you have to budget to make top-quality programmes. If you don't do that, you don't attract the viewers. If you don't attract the viewers, you don't attract the advertising, and therefore you haven't got a broadcasting service that you would want to have.
But if you don't make the highest bid, you don't get the franchise.
Perfectly true.
The Thames chief, Richard Dunn, left saying little about their plans to retain the franchise.
Tell us what you're going to do about the Carlton competition.
No, I'm going back to tell my staff what we're doing about our job.
Although the would-be owners have to pass a quality threshold, the franchises will ultimately be decided on who offers to pay the government the most money. Only when the sealed envelopes containing the cash bids are opened will the real shape of the new ITV be known. Libby Vina, ITN, West London.
A disabled man who killed a mugger has been cleared of murder at the Old Bailey. Kenneth Carrera, a former sailor, stabbed the man to death with his own knife when he was attacked outside his home in South London.
This murder trial at the Old Bailey has lasted exactly 1 week. Kenneth Carrera, a 55-year-old former sailor who's registered disabled because of asthma, has been in prison since last August. Today, the judge, Recorder Lawrence Verney, said any man who is attacked is entitled in law to defend himself and to use violent means if that's necessary. The recorder read out parts of Mr. Carrera's statement, in which he described fighting desperately to get the knife held by Michael Sargent, the man who died. The court had been told that the dead man had several previous criminal convictions, including for street robbery or mugging. He had taken alcohol, cannabis and cocaine on the night he attacked Mr. Carrera. On the other hand, the prosecution had claimed that Mr. Carrera was a man with an obsession about mugging. They say he told police, "I always wanted to do a mugger, but nothing like this." After 3 hours deliberation, a court official asked the jury if they found Mr. Carrera guilty or not guilty of murder, then of manslaughter. Not guilty, the forewoman replied twice. Mr. Carrera watched impassively. He left the Old Bailey without speaking to reporters, but his friends criticised the decision to prosecute him. David Rose, ITN, at the Old Bailey.
It's just 90 minutes to the kick-off, and Dutch police are mounting a huge operation to contain the Manchester United and Barcelona fans arriving for the European Cup Winners' Cup final in Rotterdam. So far, there are no reports of trouble.
The Red Army's march on Rotterdam has so far been noisy but peaceful. Most of the 13,000 United fans expected have been kept across the river, well away from the stadium. And the police operation to control them has been almost invisible. Only 800 men are involved. The riot squads won't be called in unless there's serious trouble. But if the present mood holds, that looks unlikely.
Everybody's been great, even the police and the Spanish fans have been great to us. Absolutely magic. No trouble at all. That's what we want. Good game of football, good game, win or lose, we go home happy.
Barcelona's fans have been around the stadium all day. If the operation works, the two sides will never meet. The only unknown factor for the police, a handful of Dutch troublemakers.
We spotted 4 Dutch skinheads that tried to provoke the English. They didn't let them provoke, but we arrested them immediately because we have a very low tolerance for this match.
The big test, though, is yet to come. Today's alcohol ban in the city ends after the match. Police are hoping for a quiet night, whatever the result. Peter Staunton, ITN Sport, Rotterdam.
The government has accused Labour of making reckless promises to raise public spending. The Chief Secretary to the Treasury, David Mellor, told the Commons opposition policies would mean higher taxes even for average earners. Labour denied planning excessive spending.
Labour's employment spokesman Tony Blair giving some advice to the man pasting up the latest poster attacking the government's economic record. And the same topic was discussed at a shadow cabinet meeting this morning before the debate on public spending. In the House, Treasury Chief Secretary David Mellor accused Labour of producing more dodgy figures in their spending plans than a Weight Watchers convention and attacked their idea for more tax bans.
I suspect, with Labour's expenditure plans in the disarray that they are, the average taxpayer's going to find himself, if Labour are elected, carried across more thresholds than Elizabeth Taylor or Zsa Zsa Gabor.
But the opposition spokesman, Margaret Beckett, was clear about Labour's plans.
We on this side of the House are saying that we will not spend more than the economy can afford, but that we will put every penny that the economy can afford into investment and into public services. What the government's record and their forecasts show is a consistent but a completely different picture.
And the Prime Minister, who is touring ITN today, knows he has a difficult few days ahead. A substantial rise in the unemployment figures are expected tomorrow, and the Monmouth by-election result on Friday. But clearly the options being considered by him for the date of the general election include waiting until next June. Jo Andrews, ITN, Westminster.
There's speculation tonight about a takeover bid for Britain's biggest manufacturing company, ICI. The Hanson Group, known for making takeover bids, has bought a 2.5% stake in ICI at a cost of £240 million. The Queen toured one of Washington's toughest areas this afternoon to see how inner-city housing is being improved. Tonight she'll get a taste of American sport when she goes to a baseball match with President Bush.
The Queen began her day in an area of the capital better known for drugs and gangs. Nicknamed Dodge City because of the shootings and killings there, the welcome today couldn't have been warmer. It's a district where the leading cause of death among young blacks is gunfire. The Queen visited one club run by the police, which has put the energies of the young to better use. Just 2 miles, but a world away last night, the Queen was the guest of honor at a White House dinner. For General Norman Schwarzkopf, a distinct change of uniform.
Mr. President.
There were toasts to friendship and alliance, and a tease from the President about the rebels who liberated America from the British Crown.
And I often wonder if I'd be standing here today if it weren't for a horse fancier named Paul Revere.
Today, said the Queen, the friendship is firm.
During the Gulf crisis, your country and mine have together shown that freedom works.
A short time ago, Alice Frazier did what she's been hoping to do for weeks. She hugged the Queen. Another change of scene tonight when the Queen goes to her first baseball game. Bill Neely, ITN, Washington.
The main points of the news again. Talks at number 10 have ended the deadlock on the Ulster peace process. There have been 40 secret bids for the franchises of the 16 ITV companies, and a disabled man who killed a mugger has been cleared of murder at the Old Bailey. Next from ITN, Channel 4 News at 7. But from all of us on the 540 team, bye for now, and have a very nice evening.
Good evening. There's going to be a lot of dry weather around over the next few days. Tomorrow is slightly less certain. I think we can just about get away with calling it mostly dry, but it'll certainly be cool and breezy, and there will be some patchy rain around. We might expect something better, I think, with this evening's picture there. Most of the low pressure is way over Europe, and that's where most of the worst weather is. We've got high pressure on our doorstep, but it's in just the wrong spot. We're keeping cool northerly breezes across the whole of Britain, and there's a tangle of weather fronts around too. We've marked them in on this chart, but you can see them for yourself on the latest cloud scan. There they are, picked out with ribbons of cloud. As I say, the thickest cloud, as you can see, is over in the Mediterranean there and up in the north, so that's where the heavy rain is. Over us, it's slightly thinner cloud, patchy rain to come. Let's come back to tonight's picture in more detail then. It will turn out to be a fairly cloudy night, I think, and odd patches of rain turning up here and there, mostly over the high ground in the north there and perhaps over Wales too. Temperatures, as you can see, not too low, but it wouldn't be surprised to see the odd touch of ground frost turning up where you're sheltered from those northerly winds. Now tomorrow, well, there will be thicker cloud around again tomorrow, probably down the middle of the country, I suppose you could say there. That's that ribbon of cloud there. Again, beneath that, the odd sunny spell, and certainly a fair amount of dry weather around. But here and there, there'll be outbreaks of rain, mostly, as I say, up on the high ground in Scotland and perhaps down the west coast and into North Wales. On both sides of that, there'll be some brighter weather around down the east coast, some sunny spells, and just the odd shower. The best of the weather, I think, tomorrow, the further west we look, so the western side of Northern Ireland and certainly the far southwest of England. That's probably where the best of the things will be tomorrow. Temperatures tomorrow, though, nowhere particularly good. Again, where you get the best of the sunshine, you'll do best as temperatures. 15 or perhaps 16, that's just scraping into the 60s, but with the winds keeping it very cool on the east coast there. A quick look at the sunset times for tomorrow evening then. There it is. I'll leave you now with tomorrow's summary. Good evening.
After the break, it'll be time for Coast to Coast.
I'm going to work in Woolworths. I'd like to be at home, have a happy family.
If you think that getting married, as far as we're concerned, is a case of going to work, coming home, cook tea for hubby, going to bed, getting up, going to work, you're totally mistaken.
Children of the 60s, where are they now? 35 up next Wednesday at 8. Esso quality motor oils. In tests, most cats said their engines preferred them.
2, 3, 4, 5. Don't look it. No, Hey! Johnny up the tree. I saw it first. So did I. 9, 9.5, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, come on.
You'll never grow old in Golden Wonderland.
The new Airtours Summer Sun brochure has even more sunshine holidays. There's a wider choice of your favorite resorts and a great selection of quality hotels and apartments. But with Airtours, the real beauty is the price. From only £189, flying direct from Gatwick Airport. Airtours Summer Sun. Pick up a brochure from your travel agent now.
Jersey, the home of Jersey Royals. They're new potatoes with the Jersey difference. And the difference is delicious. Jersey Royal new potatoes. The difference is delicious. and they're here now.
When you find your dream house, talk to Equity and Law about a mortgage. We'll get you in no time. Equity and Law, opening doors since 1844.
At the Sweet Shop Superstores and International Furniture, you'll get up to 2 years interest-free credit. There's so many to choose from, all for immediate delivery. Every pattern and style you could imagine. Draylon, cotton print, luxury leather too. They'll even allow you £100 part exchange on your old suite. The Superstores are open 7 days a week and late till 8, Thursdays and Fridays.
Super value, super choice at the Sweet Shop Superstore.
Through the ages, the faithful hound has delivered the news. Never, rarely distracted, ever loyal to his master.
Pop it in the basket, son. I'll read it later.
Through hell and high water. Yes, it's been a dog's life. But today, the latest news, sport and travel can be delivered at the touch of a button with Oracle.
The ultimate newspaper.
Rheumatism and arthritis sufferers can get great relief through treatment in a specially heated pool. The Winchester Hydrotherapy Club provides treatment sessions with a trained physiotherapist. But it's not always easy for sufferers to get to the pool at the Royal County Hospital, and the group needs volunteer drivers. If you would like to lend a hand or need help yourself, write to the Winchester Hydrotherapy Club, PO Box 13 Southampton, or ring Southampton 260 432.